This is Where We Live from Connecticut Public Radio. I'm Catherine Shen. As we have learned throughout the hour, the foster care system is a multifaceted system that involves foster parents, biological parents, and a complicated court system. Joining us now is Connecticut CASA, which is a statewide network of volunteer court-appointed special advocates. And with me now is Josiah Brown, who is the executive director of CASA, and Tricia Goldburn, who is a CASA advocate. Thank you both so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you,
Catherine.
And you can also give us a call if you have any questions, 888-720-9677, or find us on Facebook and Twitter at Where We Live. So, Tricia, I want to start with you. Can you share with us about what your role looks like as a court-appointed special advocate?
Certainly, and thank you for the opportunity, Catherine, for CASA to speak. And it was lovely to hear Laura and also the commissioners speak about the roles that they contribute. First and foremost, the CASA's role is to advocate for the best interest of the child. Initially, generally when a case is referred to the DCF, the Department of Children and Families, there is an issue that caused a referral to be made. And so that initially is our focal point of our advocacy. One of the things we do that is critical to our advocacy is building a relationship with the child and family. So we have frequent visits with the child. Once or twice a month, we may visit the home to observe the child in the home, speak with the child, communicate with the family, and see what needs that may exist in the home or they may have at that time. And work with the family and also the DCF social worker in finding resources in the community or services that DCF may have available that they can refer to the family to meet those needs. We also work closely with the attorneys who are involved in the case, and we keep communication with them so that we are always communicating any critical information that arises in the case that they should be aware of. And another critical responsibility of the CASA is that we gather information in our observation of the family and the child, and then we write a report to the court, and we attend court hearings that are affecting the child and make recommendations for the case as well that the judge can act on.
And it seems like you have more one-on-one time with the children that you work with. Can you talk about why is that important?
Well, it is important. And the children who are a part of my case, initially there were 3 children, and they were 7 years and younger. And then now there are 4 children, including a newborn. It's important to have that one-on-one time with the child, because you get an opportunity to know the child better, that you see the child opening up. You can tell whether or not the child is adjusting in the new home environment, if the child has been removed from mother's care or father's care into a foster placement. And you just kind of get to understand what the issues are more related to the needs of the child and how you can meet those needs as an advocate.
And Josiah, the foster care system has a lot of moving parts. We mentioned lawyers, foster parents, biological parents, and the court. So how is this role that you all play at CASA unique?
Well, it's part of a proven national model in virtually every state around the country that's associated with better outcomes for kids. As Tricia and the commissioner and also the foster parent Laura recognized, there are many players in this process, and teamwork is essential. So as Tricia suggested, partnership is key. We work with the lawyers, the social workers, educators, therapists, and many others to advance the best interests of the child while getting to know that child one-on-one. And we recognize that professionals have heavy caseloads. So that's why really staying on the case, as Tricia has in her case for over 2 years with such young children, she's had a chance to build a relationship with them really recognize their needs and also get to know their extended family. So 2 of the 4 children Tricia's worked with have since been placed with their fathers. And the other 2 are currently in foster care with members of their extended families. So that illustrates the valuable role that a CASA volunteer can play, providing a voice for the child, but also rallying resources. And I should say as well that we're part of an increasing prevention focus. The hope, of course, is that children won't need to enter foster care in the first place. And there's a 2018 federal law, the Family First Prevention Services Act, that's certainly being implemented here in Connecticut as elsewhere. And our advocates get involved not only in the foster care cases, but also at a prior stage known as protective supervision, where the hope is that the children can remain with their families whenever safely possible.
So we got about a minute left, Josiah, but I do want to ask, how can people learn more about being a volunteer with CASA? Because it sounds like you all wear a lot of hats.
Yes. Well, I would invite people to email us at volunteer@connecticut-casa.org. We also have various social media channels, including a YouTube channel at Connecticut CASA, which has ample information, including interviews with several of our volunteer advocates, including Tricia. So those would be good resources. And Tricia and other volunteers are available to offer advice to anyone who's considering doing this. We certainly welcome volunteers from all over the state. Our volunteer training is currently via Zoom, so it's quite efficient and convenient. And we're grateful to all of our advocates across the state already as we grow.
You've been listening to Josiah Brown. He's the executive director of Connecticut CASA, as well as Tricia Goldburn, who is a CASA volunteer. Thank you both so much for spending time with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Catherine Shen. Today's show is produced by Tess Terrible. Our technical producer is Kat Pastor. Download Where We Live anytime on your favorite podcast app. And thank you so much for listening.